Hey, what's up guys, Skuz here. So first of all, I wanna say thank you to Banggood for sending me this product on review. I will try to be as objective and unbiased as I can. So this is a smartwatch, of course, Zeblaze Neo 2. Its price is currently $40, it's on a 50% discount, and you can also use code BAND10 for extra 10% off. There is a link in the description to the product on Banggood website, so feel free to check it out. Also feel free to check out some of their other products. There is a summer sale going on right now, so you'll find many good deals. It's gonna end on July 25th, so hurry up. Okay, so let's first go over its specifications. It weighs 82 grams, it's 13.2 mm thick and has a diameter of 38.5 mm. It has a 1.3-inch IPS display with a resolution of 240 by 240. It has a 180 mAh battery, which is enough to power it for 2 to 3 days. It takes around 2 hours to charge it from 0 to 100%. By the way, there is no conventional charging port, as it uses a magnetic charger. It has a IP67 grade water and dust protection. Its storage RAM or CPU really doesn't matter. This is a rather simple fitness watch and you can't install any additional apps nor transfer any files on it. It's compatible with both Android and iOS smartphones. The rest of the specs you can see here. I will talk about its sensors in the next section of this review. So first of all, of course, you navigate through the OS using its touchscreen. It also has two physical buttons on the side. The top one is a power button, which you can use for turning it on and off or returning to the main screen. The other one is a back/sport button, so if you're on the main screen it will take you to the sports section, and if you're anywhere else it will just take you back to the main screen. On the back there is an accelerometer and a heart rate sensor, which are basically the heart of the smartwatch. So when you turn on the screen, it shows you, shockingly, the time, date and day, and also the step count, heart rate and the battery life. Swiping right will bring you to your daily burned calories and the distance traveled, and if you swipe further to the right you can test your heart rate and blood pressure, which in my opinion is pretty accurate. I don't have any other devices to compare it to though. Swiping up from the main screen you will find 5 icons. By clicking on the first one you can find QR codes for Android and iOS apps, which you need in order to connect your smartwatch to your smartphone, which is really important as you get a lot more options and info there. The second one is just for changing the brightness level. Then we have Do Not Disturb, where you can set the time and a day in which the watch won't disturb you. I honestly have no idea what this even does. The next icon just shows you whether your watch is connected to your phone or not. And lastly we have some general settings. You can change the theme, although you only have a few of them on the watch. If you want more, they're on the phone app, but even there's only like 20 watch faces to choose from. And there is no way to download more. You can set a custom picture as the background though. The next option is for changing how long the screen stays on after you stop using it. And then we have a system button where you can either reboot it or shut it down, and also check some system info. Swiping down from the main screen you can see all the apps. The first one is just your daily stats, step count, burned calories and the distance traveled. Then we have heart rate and blood pressure testing, and then we have sports tracking. There are only 8 sports or activities it can track: running, climbing, walking, riding / cycling, football, basketball, ping pong and badminton. Weird that there is badminton but no tennis. They all do the same thing, show your heart rate and burn calories constantly, and also there is a stopwatch of course. And if you swipe right or left you can check the time. In order to stop the tracking you have to long press the power button and then click on the stop button. If you want to check the info from the tracked activity you have to use the app, the phone app, and I'll talk more about the app later on. Next we have sleep tracking. On the watch it only shows you for how long you slept last night, with more info on the app of course. It doesn't always work perfectly, but I really don't care a lot about this feature. It doesn't tell you much more than you already know. Then there are notifications. You'll receive the notifications from your phone here if they are connected. You can select the apps you want to receive notifications from on the phone app. Then we have of course a stopwatch and a countdown, nothing special there. And lastly we have general settings, just a different way of getting to them, but yeah, the same thing. And that's basically it. But now I want to show you the phone app for a bit. You just have to turn on the Bluetooth on your smartphone and it will connect automatically. It syncs with your watch every time you open the app. So in the first section, you basically get your stats that the watch has tracked. You get way more info than on the watch, and you can even check the stats from previous days. Then if you click on device, on the bottom of the screen you have some settings that you can mess with there. First you have your dial center where you can change the watch face. Then you can change the apps you want to receive notifications from. You also have reminder settings where you can set your alarms or reminders such as medication and drinking water reminder. You can turn on and off raise your wrist function. You can also click to sync all your data to the Google Fit app. You can quickly find your smartwatch if you lost it. Just click find device and your watch will vibrate. You can also use your watch to remotely take photos. Then you have more settings where you can change the unit setting and clock format, and also reset the device or update its firmware. Also, if you're wearing your watch on your right hand, you can change the wearing method so the measurements are more accurate. And lastly, there's a user guidance which you probably will never need to read, but you can check it out just in case. And this unbind button is just for disconnecting your device from the phone app. The first thing I want to say when it comes to design, it looks just like a regular watch, so most people will have no clue that it's actually a smartwatch. As I said, there are two physical buttons on the side, and on the back we can see its sensors and a charging port like I already mentioned. The strap has a diameter of 24mm and is made out of Italian vachetta, or basically leather. The watch itself is made out of zinc alloy. Well, there is one thing I really can't understand. If you use the stopwatch or countdown, there is no way you can check the time. You can't leave the app running in the background. You have to stop the timer and only then you can return to the main screen. It's really frustrating for me, as I use the stopwatch all the time when working out to make sure I always rest for the same amount of time between sets. As I said, it's frustrating, but it's not a big deal. Another thing is that it doesn't really have a lot of watch faces to choose from, and the ones it does have, most of them aren't that nice, but I did find a few of them that I like and I often switch between them. I just wish it had more because it's really fun. This next one is more like a wish than a real con. You can change the brightness on it, but even if I set it to the lowest, it's still too bright in the dark. Although I do have to praise it, even on the lowest brightness level, you can still read the screen just fine in direct sunlight. And lastly, raise your wrist function, which basically turns the screen on when you raise your wrist close to your face. It works, but it does turn on sometimes when I really don't want it to, which is bad for its battery life. So I had to turn it off. So I've been using it for about 2 weeks now. I'm really satisfied with the battery life. Having to charge it every few days was not a problem at all for me, although there are some smartwatches that can go even weeks before running out of battery life. I'm also really glad it has IP67 great protection, which means it can stay in the water up to 1 meter deep for at least half an hour. I go swimming a lot, and so far it hasn't affected it at all. It doesn't really have a lot of features. It's mainly just a fitness smartwatch, which is exactly what I needed. However, of course, this smartwatch was sent to me for a review, so I didn't have to pay for it. So the question here is, do I think it's a good deal? I'd say yes, but it really depends on your needs. It does have some flaws, but for me it works. It has all I really need. Hopefully this review showed you enough so that you can make that decision for yourself. And that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. If so, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, also feel free to leave a comment down below, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Stay safe.